All right, YouTube. So I was really debating on doing one of these videos for a while now, and I know it's getting closer to the holiday season, so I thought it was pretty relevant. You may be asking yourself, do you go with a budget phone, like a newer budget phone, or opt to get maybe something that's a couple of years older and do it through something like the Amazon Renewed program? Now, I have used Amazon Renewed for maybe 2 years now. So I've gotten several devices. Not all were great, but the majority I had great experiences. So now I'm pretty confident, pretty comfortable recommending it to you guys, especially if you're torn. So, for example, I just picked up a Galaxy S9 just recently through Amazon Renewed. All right. So for those that aren't familiar with the Galaxy S9, I figured I would pull up and you can use this, for future research. GSM Arena, it really tells you all the different specs of when the phone was released. So for the S9, we're talking about a 2018 model, 5.8-inch screen, 12 megapixel camera, 4 gigs of RAM, 3,000 milliamp battery. And then it really goes into particulars of pretty much every phone that ever released. So this one had some really good specs. So if we take a look, just the display itself, a Super AMOLED HDR10 display, 570 ppi for the screen, always on display. We're talking a Snapdragon 845. It does upgrade to Android 10, so it's a little behind as far as Android goes, but there's really nothing wrong with Android 10. Stereo speakers, so really good with that. And let's see here. This one, they also give you like an estimate. There it is. The Endurance 78 for the rating. So I suggest you go on to this website. If you're debating on different devices, and just take a look at different specs. Just compare, a newer flagship, or not a flagship, a newer budget phone as compared to an older flagship phone. This one even has wireless charging as well. So if we talk pros and cons, depending on which device you're looking at, I'm just going to use this one as an example. Fingerprint reader on the back, decent cameras. The Snapdragon 845 is still more than capable. Beautiful quad HD display. Like this thing here, even though it's from 2018, these specs still hold up to this day. And we're in 2021, getting ready to go into 22. Headphone jack, something that you don't see all the time. But if you're looking at a newer budget phone, a lot of times they will include the headphone jack. USB-C for the charging, stereo speakers, like I mentioned before, phenomenal speakers on this little device. And 5.8 inches is the sweet spot for a lot of people. I mean, with this body style, this is, I have bigger hands, but I do consider this a one-handed device. Yet I feel the screen is big enough for you to really enjoy content as well. This one still had the notification light, which is lacking on a lot of their newer devices from Samsung. They took away the notification light. Also, it has the iris scanner. So you have different biometrics to unlock your phone and enjoy it. So we're talking fingerprint and iris. And obviously you can do your pin and pattern, different things to unlock the device. So all of that, and I only paid, I believe, $150 plus tax for this device. And when it comes renewed, and I believe you get 90 days. So if something's wrong with it, you can swap it back out. But these things are like reconditioned. I've never gotten one where it was all dinged and scratched up. So they're in almost perfect condition physically. The only gripe I had at one point, I bought a Note 9, which is still one of my favorite devices. One of the Note 9s I purchased, the S Pen was stuck in the body, so I had to exchange it. But outside of that, I really haven't run into any issues. They do come with the charging brick as well as the cable. Go figure, because I mean, these things are really hard to come by nowadays. The newer flagships, they took this away. Save the environment, yeah, I guess. Why is it that a new budget phone comes with a charger So how are we really saving the environment? I guess people on a budget don't have to save the environment. But anyway, so what would you not get with an older flagship phone, like a renewed phone like this one? Well, you don't get the higher refresh rate. Usually budget phones, you may get like a 90 hertz refresh rate, makes it a little smoother experience, but the processor is a little weaker. So with this guy, you don't get that refresh rate. You won't get 5G. So this is still a 4G LTE model. But to me, 5G hasn't really exploded just yet where it's, where it's a must have. So you can still get by on just the 4G LTE. As far as the battery life, so this is a smaller battery. So newer budget phones tend to have a larger battery. So your phone will have a little more endurance. However, I think having a beautiful screen like this quad HD screen kind of makes up for having the lack of battery life. So a beautiful screen over those budget phone screens, which are kind of poor depending on, which company you go with, but they can be really bad when it comes to different viewing angles. The viewing angles on this thing is perfect. It is a curved display for this S9, so that I wasn't a big fan of that, but there's still functionality with it where you can just swipe over to do different things, and you can have your little side-loaded apps and things like that. So there is a purpose for the curved display. But so far, my battery life has been pretty decent. But like I said, I've been enjoying content with the loud stereo speakers on here, and the screen is just phenomenal. So for $150 plus tax, if you're looking to get somebody a Christmas gift or holiday gift, a lot of people don't call it Christmas anymore. They just say it's the holidays, whatever. I still call it Christmas. So if you're getting somebody a Christmas gift, this is a great option. There are other renewed devices depending on what you're into. There's older Pixel phones. I know the Pixel 4 is now a little more affordable now that they've announced the Pixel 6. So I would recommend anything from the Pixel 3 and newer. And you can get that in around the $200 range. So some really good options. You guys hit me up in the comments. What are you looking to get? How do you feel about the newer budget phones as in comparison to an older flagship device? I really feel like going with an older flagship most times is the best way to go, unless you just have to have something like 5G. But outside of that, I think the experience you get with an older flagship is more enjoyable. But let me know what you guys think. Hit me up in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Please subscribe. Support the channel. You're watching this video. It doesn't cost you a dime. Until the next one, I'm out. Peace.